All right, I'm here at Suite Connect 2026 in New York with Evan Goldberg, the founder and executive vice president of Oracle NetSuite. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so I'm going to start off with some questions about AI innovation and efficiency. So the release mentioned monitoring trends and variance and showing net income impact. How does that help an owner catch problems early, like expense creep, margin compression, or even revenue?
Yeah, well, I mean, real-time information about your business is critical for companies that are moving really fast and things are changing in their environment really fast. And so one of the things that we're really focused on is using AI to help catch anomalies quickly, to help you reconcile your accounts really quickly, just getting you that sort of continuous close so you don't just have the best information about your business just at that one time, actually when it's already outdated, several days or weeks after the close, but really every single day you can rely on you run an income statement and it's correct and it's giving you that having accurate information every day is certainly the first element of being able to spot trends.
Yeah, definitely. What does detailed drill down into transaction data look like in practice? How quickly can a controller trace an anomaly from summary transaction to root cause?
Yeah. Well, it's all happening right within NetSuite. It's not an extraction of the data that it's doing the analysis on. It's, that real-time data. So anything that it finds is linked directly to the actual transaction. And if you make a change, choose the recommended change, that's updating, your financials in real time. So it's, kind of immediately you can see the impact of changes that you make. So again, it's again about this sort of one real-time system, single source of truth that you're operating on and doing it in real time.
That sounds great. So many SMBs lose hours each week matching deposit fees and payouts. Where do you expect the biggest savings are going to be coming from?
I mean, what we hear from our customers is they definitely spend a lot of time dealing with the bank and getting reconciliations correct and being able to know exactly what their cash position is, not and that drives a lot of different things, like, when you can make certain investments, when you're going to be paying, certain payables that you have. All that is driven by your cash position. So I think, the manual sort of labor in maintaining your bank accounts is something that we're really, really focused on.
So, what are the most common bank reconciliation pain points? You designed this AI-powered bank transaction matching
Hmm.
and how does a AI handle?
Yeah. Well, again, sometimes not an exact obvious match between the transactions from the bank and the transactions in NetSuite, and so that's where the AI can come in and figure out if multiple transactions were grouped together or other ways that there might be discrepancies. Again, the fewer that you sort of have to manually look at and try to understand, the more time you're going to save. And I think in the past, a rules-based approach, could only do so much. And AI isn't always right, but it is quickly able to find at least the potential answers, the potential matches, so you don't have to dig through reports. And that's a big time saver.
Yeah, and I can imagine not having to set up those rules. Really nice. AI just does it, and if it can get you 90% of the way there, and then potentially also learn where it went wrong.
Yeah. I mean, definitely adaptability. These are learning systems. They should be learning every time you say this is the actual match. It should learn from that, and the next time it will be.
Definitely. What controls are built in so small businesses can trust auto matching without increasing risk?
Well, I mean, the number one thing that's built in is we have 43,000 customers, so we're trying it on so many customers that we're getting, massive experience to make sure it is doing the right thing. Just as we talked about, um, we allow you to look, if there's any question, we kind of let you look at it and make sure you sort of agree. So I think the human in the loop, doing that at the right time, because obviously you don't want a human in the loop all the time. That sort of erodes the benefit of AI. But having a human in the loop at the right time when there is some ambiguity or question is striking that right balance between automation and correctness. And certainly we deeply understand how much our customers rely on NetSuite for accuracy, and that's a guiding principle for us in everything we do.
All right, moving on to AI-generated reports, narratives. SMB owners often don't have time to interpret dashboards. What kinds of reports will benefit most from AI narratives?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's the reports that are most connected to your business success. So certainly your sales reports are critical. Those are, some of the first ones that we're really been focused on improving and making more flexible and giving you this great sort of AI driven insight. Um, and then on the flip side is your profitability. So there's revenue, the sales reports, there's profitability with your income statement. Um, that's a critical one to understand. Your aging reports. Again, that can be a lot of numbers. You have a lot of customers with a lot of invoices, or you have a lot of vendors with a lot of bills that you're paying. Being able to understand where your receivables are causing a problem. If you have, a day sales outstanding that you don't think is really where you want it to be, or it's above sort of the industry standard, we can pinpoint that for you. But then also by analyzing these reports, like the aging reports, we can help you identify where you may have opportunities to lower that DSO.
How do you ensure the narrative is grounded in numbers and not overconfident? Uh, what, what's the best practice for reviewing approvals in a small team?
Um, right. Well, so narratives and approvals are sort of two different areas for us. I mean, the narratives, again, we're on this journey with our customers. We're continually improving. We are, again, running it with thousands of customers, getting their feedback. That's how they're going to get better and better. We think they're starting pretty good. Um, and then on approvals, it's a similar process to otherwise, where um, we're tuning the system to understand. Certainly a simple thing is larger approvals need more scrutiny, may need more, human in the loop. And so there's a tension here again between automation and trust and accuracy. And by testing these improvements carefully with a representative set of customers, that's how we think we're going to get that balance right.
Um, are there guardrails to combat like hallucinations or anything like
Mm.
that when it comes to the AI data and kind of come up with these
Mhm.
narrative reports?
Mhm. Yeah, that's a great question. Again, um, we are not, releasing these features without a substantial amount of testing to show that they're working for customers. AI is a different type of technology that we're all sort of, getting familiar with in real time on the fly, about how, first of all, to make sure that it is as accurate as possible, to be able to identify places where it's not accurate. It's just like having a human analyst. I'm sure all of us have experience where you ask someone for a report and they bring you the report and it's not quite the report you expected, or the numbers weren't calculated the way you were going to expect them. Um, they're not perfect either, and so we're just trying to, but if we can greatly improve on the accuracy that you're getting right now when you're using um, analysts to do this, or an accountant to do this, or whatever, then that's going to be a big plus. And you'll get the information faster, and it often will be more comprehensive.
For small support and sales teams, what's the simplest way to use role-based summaries to reduce handling time and avoid drop?
Yeah. Well, I mean, these sales orders, for example, can be extremely complex. They have lots of items on them. Those items have lots of options on them. Um, and, if it's for, a lot of times it's for a critical customer. So having AI be able to see, the entire sales order, for example, and all the elements of it, and basically just give you checks. Um, have you done, have you had a list? This item seems to be delayed. What are you going to do about it? And do that proactively. So for an individual salesperson managing a lot of different orders, AI can be sort of that helpful coworker that's looking at all of them, looking at how they're proceeding and making sure they're proceeding the way that you want them to. And again, you can continually sort of tune your helpful coworker and say, this is what I think is most important. This is what to look out for. And it's going to be doing that, 24/7 even when you sleep.
I do love that aspect about it. Yeah, it never sleeps. All right. What does the new NetSuite Customer 360 add that a small business would actually notice day to day?
I think, we're just bringing more and more information from all different parts of the suite. I mean, what excites me, and I think, our customers that have used it about Customer 360, is that NetSuite is a comprehensive system that deals with so many different aspects of your customer interactions, from the moment they sort of come and ask, to see your product or service, and you give them a quote, and then eventually you get the order, but then you have to fulfill the order. You may have to support that customer. You obviously have to collect the cash. I mean, being able to see that everywhere. And so what we're doing with Customer 360 is continuously bringing more and more of that information right at your fingertips, and using AI. The more the information there is, the harder it is to sort of page through everything. So that's where AI summaries can be so critical, because they can hone in on what are the key things that maybe are different about this customer or that are worthy of your attention. So you don't have to scroll through every single screen, because there is a lot of data there.
All right. So moving on to AI assisted advanced pricing. Small businesses struggle to maintain margin consistency across channels and segments. How does AI assisted advanced pricing help ensure the right price shows up on every single quote?
Well, we were really excited to show that vision today. Advanced pricing just gives you fine grained control. NetSuite's always had sophisticated pricing where you can price by customer segment, but now we've added the ability to do cost plus pricing, which really maintains that price over the long term to maintain your margin. Um, AI can help you to design your pricing strategies. We've been showing where AI can monitor competitive pricing and alert you, and then help you develop promotional pricing over particular dates that might help you with competitors. You're right that pricing is a strategic asset to not only help you be as profitable as you can be, but also grow your revenue and get new customers in the door as effectively as possible.
Nice. All right. The release mentioned pricing by date range, assortment, and customer segment. What's a practical SMB use case for this kind of feature?
Well, everybody wants to make a price that's right for that customer, based on their profile, and ultimately sort of a lot of different attributes for different customers. So customer specific pricing, on the other hand, can be complex to maintain. The more fine grained you make it, you could have a price list for every single customer and have every single one be different. That's a lot to maintain. AI can just help you be more fine grained about pricing, and yet not have to do a lot of manual pricing. And that's just going to, again, help increase your sales, but also help maintain great profit.
Nice. All right, moving on to Suite Cloud Developer Assistant. Many SMBs have one admin or rely on partners. How does Developer Assistance reduce the cost and time of customization and integration without increasing risk?
No, that's a great point. We try to make it as easy to customize NetSuite as possible, but A lot of small companies have big ambitions to, really make the system be very powerful, tailored specifically for them and their needs. And so, yeah, in the past, sometimes you could see that admin's list of to-dos got very, very large. So it's not like you're going to replace that admin, but you are going to make that admin way more effective. I mean, they can go from idea of customization to execution, you know, in turbo speed, way, way faster than they ever could before. And that's just going to help them be able to work down that list of enhancements that you want to make to your NetSuite instance, and also help maintain them. Because again, the AI will always be able to look at the things that it did months or years ago and help you fix them. As you have turnover in your IT department. Sometimes you have turnover in partners, but there's sort of no turnover in AI, for lack of a better word.
Nice. And I know I've done the tech side of things, and it can be daunting with the list of tasks. And
Right.
AI has been a big, huge help.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just that's what it's really about. I mean, people spend an enormous amount of time working on urgent issues, but they have this big important list that they never seem to get to. And it's not about replacing those people, but having those people be able to spend more time on those important long-term tasks that they never seem to.
Exactly. All right. Now, on NetSuite EPM Planning Agent, SMBs want faster planning without hiring FP and A staff. What kind of questions can an owner ask in a natural language that produces immediate value?
Right. Well, I mean, there's pretty deep examples there. I mean, EPM is a very sophisticated product built for enterprises, scaled down to where it'll work for NetSuite. And one of the most exciting things about it now is even scale down, it can be a daunting product to adopt for NetSuite users. And so the more AI we're building in, the easier it is to adopt the tool, to set it up. We have now a great, for example, account reconciliation, a setup assistant for EPM to just make it much easier to set up account reconciliation. So I think one of the things we have talked a lot about in AI is the ability to give you great answers or automate things, but there's an equal capability to just help you implement and help relatively non-technical people take these sophisticated products and make them work within their business. So that's sort of where we're focused on, and it's just going to be easier to get EPM up and running in your company when you need that level of sophistication.
What's a safe starter use you would recommend? Writing scripts, generating documents, when it comes to the Suite Cloud Developer Assistant?
That's a great question. I think it's great. It's great for writing scripts. There's no doubt about it. But I should say that one of the issues that some customers have is they have a lot of SuiteScript already. It's been written by multiple people. Maybe some of it was written by a partner, written by people in your company. Those people may have left, et cetera. I mentioned that. The ability for the developer assistant to just go through everything you have and better document it, better comment it. Everybody knows who writes code that commenting is often minimal, let's say, but AI can understand the code deeply, and maintenance of that code is just that headache again is going to just free up more time to do new things. And then, when it comes to writing your next script, the Suite Cloud Developer Assistant is going to not only make it faster, but it's going to automatically write unit tests for you. So the code is going to come out sort of much more ready for prime time than maybe in the past.
Question. So last year at Suite World 2025, it was announced that a company co-founded by Tom Holland, Bureau, is using NetSuite. Now, here, you released something that said, you did a release that said that a company co-founded by Robert Downey Jr. is using NetSuite. Happy. Are you kind of going for like an epic Marvel collection? Is Chris Hemsworth?
Maybe, but that would probably not be a great business strategy. It'd be good for our events, But yeah, requiring our customers to have a celebrity co-founder is that's probably just a too high a bar.
Perfect. All right. Well, that's what I got for you. Thank you for dealing with all the Braja questions that I had. Appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me. Really enjoyed it.